Hey guys, and welcome back to another Halloween video, and happy 2019 Spooky Town release. Now, most of the Michael stores, they have all their stuff out, and if yours doesn't, well, it should be out pretty soon, hopefully within this coming weekend. And I am super pumped to talk about Lemax Spooky Town this year, because I can't speak for everyone when I say this, I understand that, but for me at least, this has been the strongest lineup of Lemax Spooky Town that I've seen in quite some time, and I was kind of saying something because last year was also pretty good, but, this was an awesome year. A lot of these buildings, actually all these buildings I'm going to be talking about, I think are pretty cool. And, I'm going to start off with the exclusives, and then I'm going to talk about the, standard lineup buildings that I got, and I have a massive order coming in from eHobby Tools. In fact, one of them should be in tomorrow. But, yes, to kick off the season, let's talk about the Cursed Cuckoo House. Alright, so the Cursed Cuckoo House was released this year in 2019 as a Michaels exclusive, and this building was the winner of the 2017 You Name It, We Created Halloween contest, which is basically a contest where you submit an idea for a building, and the most unique or interesting one gets selected so that someone gets to have their own building made. They did one previously, and the winner of that one was Banshee's Booby Traps, and obviously the new one is the Cursed Cuckoo Clock. So, anyways, as you can see here, here's the box. Shows it all right there. And this is an animated building. I'll talk about that in a second. And, yeah, with that said, let's look at the actual building. Alright, guys, so here is the Cursed Cuckoo House all here. As you can see, the look of this building, obviously, is that of, like, a vintage, Halloween-themed cuckoo clock. You guys know the cuckoo clocks, the one with the bird that pops out. And sometimes you have little dancers that are going through the archways. And it's essentially that, but Halloweenified, and the animation on this building is really cool, so actually with that said, let's talk about the animation, shall we? Alright, so first up here, you have these two clock hands. As you can see, they're witch hands right there. They will spin counterclockwise, and it is very, very slow moving. Both of them move, but it is very, very slow. It's sort of like a real clock, even though this is not a real clock, so you can't really set the time on it, but it moves like if it were a real clock, if that makes sense. So, that's pretty cool. I like how they're witch hands. That's pretty neat. And then on the next thing here, this carved door up here will open, and a witch will pop out. Now, this is an animation mechanic that you have not seen Lemax do a ton of lately, the people entering in and out of doors. Now, they used to make a ton of these buildings, but they've been kind of distancing themselves from it, and, this is personally my favorite animation mechanic, so to see it return on this building, I think is awesome. And, so yeah, the witch will pop out, and once the witches will retreat, these Grim Reapers right here, they will start rotating and going through the archways. Now, really cool, the animation on this, and, it's quiet for the most part. You do get a little bit of motor noise, but, it's not blow you out of the house loud. It's nothing like a R.I.P. Mausoleum, but just keep that in mind, it's not whisper quiet either. Alright, the detail and paint on this building is actually really nice. You, of course, have the Grim Reaper head on top with the two skull heads. That looks really cool. And you have the aforementioned witch hands right there. And my favorite thing are the trees on the side that has the faces and the skulls within the trunk. I think that looks really cool. And the lighting on this building, there isn't much to say in that regards, but it's effective. There are two green lights by the trunk right there, as you can see, if it'll focus. And there will be another one right there. And there will be white lights shining on the Grim Reapers when they start rotating, and the witch when it pops out of the door. And on the side here, these lights right here, they'll actually light up orange. I think that looks really cool. So yeah, that's really what covers the lighting of this building. Not crazy, but it's nice. Alright, so here's the thing with this building. It looks really cool. I really dig how it looks. But I feel like this is best as a piece of decor. You know, a lot of people, when people buy villages, they like to incorporate it, with other buildings. I feel like that would be very, very hard to do with this one, simply because it's a cuckoo clock, and it's like, how do you put that in a village? I mean, if you do like a general village where there's really no theme, it could work. And one thing you may actually want to try, if you are wanting to get this building, and you want to try to figure out how to incorporate it in a village, I think a good idea would be to get some forestry to go around it, like some spooky trees, because this kind of looks like a twisted fairy tale house that you may find within, like, a spooky woods. I think that could work well with that, so that may be something you want to try if you are considering getting this building maybe get a couple trees to go around with it. Now, that being said, I think that this is an awesome piece for you guys that wanted to get a spooky village, but you don't want to start like a whole village, if you know that makes sense. You just want like a one building for a decoration, right? I think that this would be fantastic for that because it's animated, it's lit, there's a soundtrack to it, and it's a fairly decent size. It's not an enormous building, but it's around above average, I think. And so yeah, I think that this is very good for that. Alright guys, that pretty much sums up my thoughts on the Cursed Cuckoo house. I really like how it looks. I think it's an awesome piece of decor. But I feel like that it would be really, really difficult to put it in a village. So that's just my thoughts on it. But again, you may want to put some forestry around it. I think that would help it out a lot. Alright guys, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited to start talking about some more of these buildings. Next time on Saturday, we're going to be going spooky book shopping. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching. And here is the Cursed Cuckoo clock all lit up. Ha 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 ha!